Hi guys, Colesy, and today I have an unboxing and review of some very exciting audio equipment pieces, a microphone and a mixer, which is something that I'm very excited to look at, and I can't wait to show you guys this. So, if any of you out there, budding streamers, content creators, or just online gamers who want to up their audio game, I have what could be the solution for you. I have worked with FiFine multiple times in the past, and I'm very excited to be able to bring you today not only another one of their beautiful microphones with the AM8, which is an XLR and USB microphone, which I do like the ability to use it multiple ways, but because it's an XLR microphone and the microphone I currently use is also XLR, FiFine also sent me out their AM8 Mixer. So we're going to be able to test out this awesome looking mixer. I've never had a mixer with the sliders and stuff on it before, and this has got a bunch of effects on it and stuff as well, so I'm very excited to take a look at this. So what we're going to do today is we're going to unbox it and we're going to take a look at them, we're going to review them, I'm going to set them up, we're going to get some nice shots of them, and we're going to play around with it. Now, because it's a mixer, not just a microphone that we're reviewing today, I've done a bunch of microphone reviews in the past, bunch of FiFine microphones, always impressed by the microphones they produce on the budget that they do, the budget that they sell for. They're very reasonably priced and very good sounding. Because I'm doing the mixer, I'm going to try and spend a little bit more time making sure that I figure out and understand it before I record that part of the video. But don't worry, it'll be later in the video. Right now, the best way to start is to do a little unboxing. Not only do we have the microphone, we also have the mixer to take a look at, but we're going to start with the microphone because that's something I've reviewed many times before. So we'll move the mixer off to the side for now, and we'll take a look at the AM8 streaming recording microphone for gaming, podcasting, video creation, and voiceover. So, something exciting about this one, the reason that I reached out to FiFine for this product specifically is because, as you can see, I use this pink foam microphone cover, right? The windsock, whatever you call it, foam. What do you call it? Windscreen. I like the pink. Pink is one of my favorite colors. Now, they released this AM8 microphone in pink, and so of course I had to reach out to them to be like, hey, is there any chance I could review it? Because one, it's a microphone I haven't taken a look at before, but also the pink version I'm excited about. So let's unbox it, shall we? So first off, we start with our little user guide. Always handy to have. Bunch of explanations how to plug it in, how to use it. That is quite a detailed setup, but we don't need that because I'm a professional. Promise. Right, so microphone stand, microphone. Ooh, that's a nice. Oh my gosh! And then we've got USB-C cable here, and then I believe that's your lot. Pretty simple. Here we have the microphone itself on a sort of, I don't know, I guess it's like a shock mount. Now the nice thing is I can mount this via this little connector here. This can be mounted onto my arm like I have here, so that I can use it similar to the way I use my microphone now, and I don't have to have it on this desk stand, although if I wanted to I could mount that on there, and that would be a perfectly good microphone on a desk stand. There's not a lot to look at. It's a very simple microphone. It's a lovely color. I really like it. We've got a illumination button here. We've got a microphone gain knob. We've got a headphone gain knob, volume knob, if you want to call it that. On the rear, we have the XLR port, we have a USB-C port. Now you can use either one of those, and we're going to test both of them, especially the XLR with the mixer. And you have a headphone jack there for plugging your headphones in, and we have I believe an indication light which you can use to mute or unmute your microphone should you want to do that. If it's like the other FiFine microphones that I've reviewed previously, the muting will work only with the USB and doesn't work with the XLR, but that's why you have a mixer. You can mute it on the mixer rather than having to mute it on the mic itself. Personally, I prefer that because then I'm not going to accidentally, like these capacitive touch buttons, although nice, easy to accidentally press. That's the only problem. Very nice looking microphone here. This actually slides off, little windsock. You can see the inside of the microphone like that if you really wanted to. Feels like it's got some good weight. A lot of that will be the stand. This feels like a very good stand, and obviously when we're using it attached to this, it'll be hanging like this and you'll be talking into it like this. Pretty cool. I like the look of it. we shall move the microphone to one side and we shall unbox the mixer. Next up, we have the Amplygame Gaming Mixer from FiFine. So this is something I'm very interested in taking a look at. Like, I'm really excited to look at it because I've never really used a mixer like this with sliders and effects and stuff. So I am very interested in taking a look at it. The mixer I use right now, it's not really a mixer, it's an audio interface similar to a mixer, but it doesn't have any sliders or effects or anything. It is literally just a way of getting the XLR mic into the PC. Let's open this bad boy, shall we? So again, user manual, very, very good user manual, a lot of explanation, very big user manual, plenty of explanation. I will take a look at this one because, like I said, a mixer is something new for me to use. I know what I'm sort of doing with it, but I will take a look at this and read this just to make sure that I get this set up as nicely as possible to demonstrate for you guys. So we can straight away see we've got the sliders here, which are nicely encased. We have a, what kind of cable? USB-C to standard USB cable. Nice. What's this boy? This appears to be a jack of some sort. Only for line out. Okay. It specifically says only for line out on it. So that's a line out cable. Which again, I'm going to have to look into to make sure I set up correctly, but in theory I know what I'm doing. And then we have the mixer. Oh, that's quite light, actually. Don't know whether I was expecting something heavier, but it's quite a light little piece of kit, which is nice in the fact that it's portable. So let's slide these. Ooh, we can slide the sliders. So we've got 48 volt. So that is for a microphone that requires phantom power. This mic does require phantom power. No preamp or phantom power are needed, so this doesn't actually need phantom power for the new pink FiFine microphone. But we will try this one on the mixer as well, just for some comparison and something I'm more used to using. So that's that one. Electric, don't know what that does. Might be an auto tune for some. I think this has some sort of auto tune on it, but I'm not entirely sure. So again, that's something I'm going to look at. Custom A, custom B, custom C, custom D. I'm going to assume that I can customize these to be whatever I want. Maybe some sound effects if you want to put them on stream. This, I assume, is a light to change light. Well, these are quite nice buttons actually to push. And this one is change voice, so it has a bunch of sort of built-in voice changes. We've got male, female, robot, monster, baby, and elder. They sound quite fun to play with, and I am imagining in a certain situation they will be fun. If, I don't know, if you just want to mess with people on Discord, or you're playing a game and you want to do a bit of RP. I like the idea of that. It's kind of fun. And then down here, which relate to all our sliders, we have the mic in mute button, the line in mute button, the headphone mic monitor button, and the line out mute button. So again, a little bit more complicated of a setup than the like audio interface that I use. Now, okay, I can't show you the audio interface I'm currently using because I'm currently using it and it's plugged in. However, I do have an old one here. So I have this old one here, which I used to use, which was my old audio interface. Now, as you can see here, you know what we haven't even looked at before we start that? And then on the back here, we've got dynamic or condenser microphone, headset, line in, headphone, line out, PC, and the XLR port to put the microphone in from. So they're all your ports. Anyway, in an audio interface setup rather than a mixer, it's much more simple. This is merely a monitor. This is a headphone volume. This is the direct or USB. So this is kind of like direct listening to your mic, or you can have it all the way around to USB and you'll only hear what's coming in through the USB, like from the PC, or you can balance it somewhere in between, which is what I generally did. And then you've got your mic inputs. This obviously has two in. This mixer has one. It is built for a single microphone. And then you have the gain knob here, which is effectively what this slider does, I assume, here. I just wanted to show you guys the difference, the comparison between what a mixer is and, you know, what an audio interface is, and the complexity of this in comparison. Complexity maybe sounds like a horrible word, but I mean like the more options, more ability, more use cases, more functions that something like this mixer has. Just to give you a price on how much these things are, for both of these things together, I paid £115. Now, it's not an insignificant amount of money, don't get me wrong, but for that price, getting a mixer, which again can be used with a bunch of different microphones, you can upgrade your mic in future if you want to change microphone, for the ability to do that compared with buying something like one of the more expensive just USB microphones from a different brand, I like the ability that you have. Like, this is going to be a piece of kit that you can keep with your setup even if you decide to change microphone. I think these two pair very well together. Obviously, we're going to see what they sound like paired together and stuff, but I mean, like, as a nice little, fairly decent professional setup for your audio, I think these two go together really well. If you just wanted to pick up this microphone, then it has the USB option, so you don't have to have a mixer or an audio interface. You can use it via USB, which makes it very, very easy and simple and plug and play to use. But if you want to have the extra control with something like a mixer or an audio interface, it does have the XLR port on it, which again, I really like the ability of it having both. Again, if you already have an audio interface or you already have a mixer and you're happy with that, there's still no reason you can't pick this up and add that to your setup. Both of these can be used individually as part of setups, or as I have here, together as a very nice little set. And £115 for both of them. I will put on screen the individual prices of both the microphone and the mixer, but $115 for both, I think, is a pretty solid deal. That does it for the unboxing. Right now, unfortunately, I have to go and do a school run in real life. I will be back instantaneously for you guys, but we're going to give these a test and see what they sound like. We're going to compare against this, and we're going to have a go with the USB-C and the XLR into the mixer, into my audio interface. Lots of things to try. I'm very excited to take a look at this. Okay, hello. Hello, everyone. It's been a short period of time for you, but for me, it's been an entire day. In the evening, I spent some time to look over these user guides, and both of them actually very useful, and probably something I should generally read normally, but I don't. When I hook up a mic like this, I generally know what I'm doing. It was mainly for the mixer, this bad boy here, that I wanted to go over and make sure I kind of vaguely understood what I was doing. But I did learn some useful things about this microphone as well. As you can tell, I'm using this microphone right now. It is beautiful. It is lovely pink. It has this nice illuminated ring on the bottom. Let me just show you, like, I'm plugged in via USB, and I have my headphones plugged directly into here. This is how this sounds, and from what I can hear immediately live from this, it sounds pretty good. Now, I have done no editing to this in OBS as I'm recording this, but I may do some editing after the fact. But I have the dials turned to wherever is comfortable for them to turn. I think the headphones are all the way up, and the gain's about 3/4 of the way around. Again, as always with many of these FiFine microphones, just very impressed with how this sounds, and for the price that it is, and the fact that I've just plugged in USB, and I'm like, dude, this sounds great. Like, such a simple setup for such good sound, and it looks awesome. So yeah, we have the mute button here. If I click this, there you go, it's green now. So that is a function, like I said, like I assumed yesterday, that is a function that does only work when it is plugged in USB. If we plug it into a mixer, it will not do that, because that's not how it works. Now, something interesting that I did see in the user guide while I was looking over it, which I thought I would bring up, because I'm pretty sure I tried this before, or maybe I didn't, maybe I thought about trying it before, but let me find the section so I can quote it correctly. Talking about the XLR connection, and if you use the XLR, which we will try in a minute. But what it says here is, if you need to connect the mic with different devices via USB, like Type-C, so the Type-C that we're using now, and XLR at the same time, it is suggested to connect the XLR first, then the Type-C, or there may be no sound from the XLR. So apparently, you can use USB-C and XLR at the same time to have kind of this mic go to two different places, if that's something that you wanted to do. Anything else to talk about? Obviously, I've mounted it onto my mic arm here, but you could totally just use it on the stand and it would sit on your desk. That is personal preference. I have the button to change the light. Beep. 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 You can see I'm changing the light. It's green, blue, blue, pink, blue, all the colors. Is this like a breathing changing one? This is like a breathing changing one. It's just a nice little thing to have, isn't it? If you just want a nice little bit of color, like, look, if I cover it with my hands, you can see the color better. There you go. Is that good? So yeah, I think this sounds really good. I am peaking it slightly on here, so I could probably do with turning it down, but that's just a little dial. And normally, like I said, in OBS, I have my settings so that I have like gain and compression and a limiter and all that stuff. So that stuff I would set up, but I wanted to give you like a raw feel for how the mic sounds. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug this in to my old audio interface just to show you what it sounds like in there. And then we will try some other things and we will start looking at the mixer. So give me a second and I will replug this into a different place. This, as you can see, the lights are not on anymore because unfortunately when you don't have it plugged in via USB-C, or when you have it plugged in via XLR instead, you don't get any of the lights and stuff. So if you want the lights and stuff, that might be another good reason to use both of them. Yeah, this is what it sounds like plugged into the XLR. This does have a few things added to it, but I will record you a nice raw audio file as well while we're at it, just to make sure that you guys can get the full raw audio that you might get from this. Hello, this is me recording audio on the FiFine AM8 microphone. I am recording raw audio, but I also have some little edits and effects and stuff that I put on that is recorded in OBS. But yes, this is how the raw audio sounds on the AM8 FiFine microphone. Yeah, so this is what it sounds like going through my old audio interface. I haven't changed any of the dials on that. That is just how that is set. So if it's a little bit quiet, it's a little bit quiet. But again, with the small amount of filters that I put on this in OBS generally, that I put on my normal mic, which is like compression, limiter, gain, a little bit of gain, and what's the other one? Some sort of filter, it will change the sound slightly and get it to hopefully a more normal volume. But again, you could change this. Now, clearly I have plugged it in via XLR and I have taken the headphones out and plugged them into my audio interface because that is how I can hear myself talking, and I'm going to be able to get all my audio is through the audio interface. Now, when we move over to the mixer, we will change that because obviously I'm going to have my audio from my PC, so any games or any videos or whatever I'm doing on here will come through here, and then I will plug my headphones into here and I will be able to hear that, as well as being able to hear the microphone directly through the mixer. That is the idea. So that's what we're going to be doing next. So we're going to do a fun thing here. Being as it says we can record it twice, we're going to try. We're going to try and record it twice. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to plug in the USB-C. Oh, there we go. I can see it's recording in two separate places. I have both recording. So if you wanted to have XLR because you want it to go into a mixer, such as this one, or an audio interface, but maybe you just wanted the lights on, maybe you wanted the ability to be able to mute for stream. So I could mute that for stream. Now that microphone has been muted, but the one going through the audio interface or the mixer is not muted. So then I can unmute myself. There we go. And now I'm back live with both audio streams. So yeah, that works. And I guess if I wanted to, I could then listen to myself, put my headphones in here, listen to myself through here, and have all my audio come back through here, rather than going through the audio interface if that's what I wanted to do. But if you've got a mixer, then I'm going to assume you'd probably want to use the mixer. Overall review of the microphone, I'm very happy with how it sounds. I think it's very easy to set up either way. Now we're going to go on to the more complicated, little bit more complicated piece of the setup, which is the mixer, which is very exciting because it should give us a lot more options and fun sliders to play with. Who doesn't love playing with a fun slider? So we're going to try my old microphone on it, and then we will plug this bad boy in as well. So we're now plugged into the mixer. So the FiFine microphone here, this beautiful pink microphone, the AM8, is plugged in to the FiFine audio mixer, which is called the SC3. So it is plugged in. I have the sliders where I believe the sliders should be and sound goodish. So I'm hoping that this is going all right and it's sounding okay. Now, I don't know that for definite, but I'm hoping that that is the case. My headphones are currently plugged into the headphone port. And obviously this is plugged in. The microphone is plugged in via the XLR port. It does not need 48 volt phantom power, so that is not on. And I have mic monitoring on so that I can hear my mic, but that is something I can turn off if I don't want to hear my mic live, if I don't want to hear myself, which is fair enough. In terms of the other sliders, so I don't have anything plugged into line in, although in the little user guide here that I was reading last night, it seems to say that generally it's like, oh, do you want to plug in a Android phone, basically? So I assume it doesn't have to be an Android phone. I assume I could use a secondary PC and plug in the audio from that into line in. I'm getting all confused now. Into line in, and then that could be what I want to do if I want to use a secondary audio input, basically. So whether that be a phone or PC, laptop, whatever. So that is another secondary source that you can use, the line in. Now, like I said, I haven't got anything plugged into that, so I've just turned that off for now, and I've dialed down everything to what I would say is a reasonable level for the microphone. Obviously, we don't need to use the little... we don't need to use the gain knob and the headphone knob on the microphone because we're doing it all through the mixer itself. I think it sounds pretty good. In terms of the customs, now I haven't set any of these customs, the custom buttons. From reading this again, it seems pretty simple. It seems like you basically hold it down, it will turn white. I have the colors, all the rainbow colors, because I just like the rainbow colors. But again, we can change the colors if we want. But yeah, if we hold it down, it will then record. And then when you release, it stops recording. And then you can use those custom buttons to play back sound effects, whatever you want, basically. That's pretty interesting. In terms of the changing the voice button, now we can do that. I have played around with that briefly. So
this is a male's voice. Apparently this is how a male's voice sounds. So, yep, if you wanted to be able to use this, that's fun.
This is a female's voice. Hello, I'm a female now.
This is a robot. Hello, I'm a robot. Kinda horrible and hard to hear. What's this one? This one's a monster. Hello, I'm a monster now.
Oh, this is a baby. Hello. This is how babies sound, apparently. I sound like a chipmunk. I think chipmunk would have been a better description, but okay.
And then this is an elder. I assume old person. And then we hold the button
to turn that back off, and then we're back to my own voice. This is my real voice, and this is how I sound. So some of those sound pretty fun to play around with. The robot, I feel like, is so hard to actually hear what it's saying, but I could be wrong. It might be okay. They work fine. In terms of the electric button, I don't know. I think that adds a little bit of auto-tune, depending on the... I don't know what these are. These are like keys, like A, D, C... So this kind of does that. I don't know why. Maybe there's a use case. For me, I don't think it's something I really want to use. But yeah, the option is there. I like having the option. It's nice. The control you have over being able to like turn the volume down, turn the volume up. So like this is really loud in my ears right now of me own speaking. That's what apparently I was going to say. But I can turn that down a little bit. Say I had the line in plugged in for the other audio source. I can balance that out. By using the slider, I can decide whether, it's too loud compared to my voice is too quiet. I can really boost the mic up, and then I have to talk very quietly, otherwise I'm going to blow out your ears. So we'll turn that back down. But yeah, it's a really cool, nice bit of tech to be able to use. I'm going to plug in my old mic now and use the phantom power just to see how that works. Now, again, another thing I should mention is that on this microphone that I'm using now, I don't actually have the booster that I normally use on this microphone. So this bit here is a booster, and that is just to boost the audio initially. Now, I don't know whether this really needs it. It doesn't seem to. It seems fine as it is, and that might help with reducing background noise, which is a great thing and something that I am personally very picky about because I try my best to pick up as little background noise as possible. It's not always possible because I have like an air conditioning unit literally sat right next to me, which in the summer it needs to be on, otherwise I will melt. So it's an important factor to me. These microphones, they need the booster, otherwise they're just too quiet. Even if you turn them up full gain, you start to get like static and things. So this needs it. I don't think this needs it, personally, at the minute. I could try it, but I'm not going to try it right now in this video because the audio level seems good. And if the audio level seems good, then I don't feel the need to boost it unnecessarily. I'm very impressed by it. It is a cool piece of tech. I may try using this on a couple streams and stuff just to get a feel for it. there is a headset section. There's a headset port on the back of it. I'm not entirely sure where that would come in, because if it's called a headset, is it going to pick up the microphone? But if it picks up the microphone, is that going to use that over the mic, or can I have the XLR and a headset plugged in? I don't know, and I don't know where the mic is for this headset. This is technically a headset, but I don't know where the mic is currently, so I can't test that right now without having to sort around and find it, and I have literally no idea where it is because I barely ever use it. So right now we can do a quick swap over to the old microphone and we can see what that sounds like on this mixer, because like I said, if you don't want to buy the microphone with the mixer, that's fine. They are both two separate pieces of tech, right? We've been through the mic and how this can be used on USB-C, or you can plug it into your old audio interface or your old mixer, whatever you have. So you can buy that. You can buy them together if you want to, if you're looking for a full setup. But if not, if you already have an XLR mic, but you're looking to get a mixer over an audio interface or something like that, this is, I think, a very good option. A very interesting, cool, fun little option. And it's got such a small footprint. It's not like a big mixer. Like I know that you can get like the Behringer massive mixers that have like, you know, it depends. If you want to have like 3-4 XLR inputs, then fine. But for like a one person setup, this is great. Anyway, yes, I'm going to unplug this one and we'll plug in the old one, and then we will, well, just see how that sounds as well. We might have to balance the levels out, but that is to be expected with using a different mic, and it's got a booster. But we're going to check out the phantom power and see how that sounds. So this should be an easy swap. I can literally swing this one out. I don't entirely know why this sounds like this, but it does. If I turned off the phantom power and it's still strange. I turned off the phantom power and it still seems to sound okay. That actually is way better. Okay, so it really was the booster. The booster, turns out, was boosting too much for this, which is not something I've experienced, because with both audio interfaces I've used in the past, the Focusrite one I have and the one I showed earlier, the M Audio one, both of those, even with the phantom power on, I had to use a booster to really get like a nice audio without it being like distorted. Whereas with this one, it seems to be the opposite. Having this added distortion and not having this makes the microphone a little bit easier to listen to. Strange that, isn't it? Very strange, but that appears to be how this has worked. And again, we can do all the voice
change stuff if we
Want to do all that? Oh, look at me, I'm a lady now. This is my lady voice.
I guess this is the review, but it feels only fair that we swap back to the other mic because this is a review of that mic. But here's how it sounds. Here's how the mixer sounds with my old microphone, which I use normally through an interface. Does it sound that different? I can't tell. I think it probably does sound a little bit different, but I'm not going to know fully until I edit this. There we go, guys. That is the review there. Little review, little unboxing, little showcase of both the mixer and the microphone. The SC3 Mixer and the AM8. I like the pink one. They do it in different colours. So yeah, like I said, these two together were like £115 in the UK. I will put links in the description where you can go check them out. I want to say a big thank you to FiFine for sending these products out to me, because they did send them out to me. I didn't have to buy these myself, so I do appreciate that. I always like looking at new microphones and tech to do with streaming, content creation and stuff like that. I genuinely really like the look of this microphone as well. I think it actually really suits my setup, so I actually really like it. Maybe it might stick around. It may stick around, and we'll see whether we stick around with the mixer as well, because I feel like it's a good combination together. So if you guys are interested in taking a look at these, I will put links in the description. Big thank you to you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found it useful, and I hope that all the audio recorded correctly and sounds okay, because otherwise it's going to be a real pain in my butt. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you did enjoy this video, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye!